Alright, welcome back to the SuperCoach Enough channel. In this video we're going to do our round 11 preview, so Magic Round this weekend. Make it nice and quick, mostly because I'm a little bit under the weather, so apologies if the voice is even more ordinary than usual. But I guess as usual we'll quickly go through the top trade-ins and outs, and I've just worked out that you can do this through the captain's choice. If you've got SuperCoach Gold, it actually does the exact same thing that it's doing over here, which is pretty cool. So I'm just going to refer to this. Probably makes most sense. Excuse me. So the top two there, Sam Walker, Dom Young. I had them both as traps in the Top Shops Traps and Slaps video, I guess earlier today or yesterday, if this gets published Thursday morning. And that just comes down to the fact they are playing the Sharks this week. So I'm not predicting massive scores from them. Obviously, if you want to keep them for the longer term, that's fine. But yeah, I think you might be a bit disappointed this week, and there may be some rage trading happening. The next two I'll link together as well. Drinkwater, Dylan Edwards. Obviously, if you need a fullback, both great options. I'm pretty keen on Dylan Edwards at the moment. Did go Scott Drinkwater last week, so that hasn't quite worked out. But just taking a bit more of a deeper dive, it would be awesome to have Edwards in the team. Number 5, Matt Burton. I think if you're looking for a halfback replacement, he probably is the option. Mostly because you can flip him to 5/8 once you get Cleary back, or you want to get Sean Johnson in. He does offer that flexibility, which is pretty cool. So, yeah, spoiler alert, he'll be in the team this week. After that, we've got Blaze Talungi. So I guess the best cheapish centre wing option. Um, got the Storm this week, so again, might not set the world on fire, but should get a few games, including into round 13, 14. Reece Walsh, again, probably a bit of a trap. I like these other two just for their availability in round 13, but I guess, yeah, Reece Walsh at Suncorp this week. Who knows what's going to go on. David Armstrong at number 8, and Jacob Gagai as well, so very similar, cheap, dual position. Obviously, Armstrong plays fullback, which is a bit of an advantage. Gagai is bottom dollar, which is nice too. And then Daniel Atkinson at number 10. So, not fully convinced given that Hines and Trindle both named in the squad. So, I'd probably avoid that. I can see Cooler just underneath. I think if you're looking for a pod option in the centre wing this week, he could be the one. On the trade outs, I'll just flip the list. So Tommy Turbo, Nathan Cleary, RTS, Sean Johnson, all obvious outs given their injuries at the moment. Kai Pearce-Paul is one that I'd consider holding, just on the hope that Tyson Frizzell gets a run in Origin, so he'll get a run in week 13, and then we may have to move him on after that. Keeping in mind they do have the bye next week as well, so he's only going to drop price a bit this week, obviously last week as well. So he won't lose all that 200k that you've made. So I think you could hold. Schiller, yeah, I think you can get rid of. Campbell pretty full strength now, and he's not a part of it. Trey Fuller, I'd consider holding. He's going to cover that fullback position when Hamaso is playing Origin. Brimson, Pappenhausen both injured, so how long was Brimson out for? Good while, yep, so get rid of both of them. Tamara Martin, yeah, I mean, I'm giving him a chance this week just to see how he goes, but I can understand people getting out of that. And Ethan Strange, yeah, I guess, if you want to downgrade to one of those cheap options that are there in the centre wing, or I know there might be an upgrade option you like, you could probably do that. Captaincy real quick. So Nico Hines, now he's named number 1, makes sense. Dylan Edwards against the Warriors, who are struggling. I do like that shout. If I had him, I would captain him. Scott Drinkwater against South, so I guess similar sort of thing. Struggling team, potential for good upside. Um, Reece Walsh, I guess if you've got him, you might as well VC him in the second game. But I guess as captain, that's fine. Cleary, obviously, people like myself who haven't done their trades yet. Angus, it worked out well last week, so why not double up and captain him again? Holmes, Fafita, Asako, Tom Trbojevic, don't worry about it. Fanua Blake's an interesting shout. So, viable sort of pot options there, I suppose. And VC, anyone different? Ruben Garrick, I guess if he was at fullback, I'd be all about that. But, can still score well from centre. Fanua Blake, Tom Trbojevic shouldn't be in there. Angus Crichton there again. So very much the same. Matt Burton obviously playing in the first game. Um, you know, makes sense. And Scott Drinkwater. So guess we'll get stuck into my team this week. And as I said, I've already given away one of the trades. Nathan Cleary out and Matt Burton in with the plan to, get to Dylan Brown next week. So I guess that's one move I want to make next week. The other move I want to make is I do want to get out of Joey Lussick. He's just sort of, plodding along. I've been talking up Jeremy Marshall King all season so far, essentially, about getting for the buyers, and we're fast running out of time. So if we look at the numbers real quick, I'm pretty sure I slapped them in my watch list for this purpose. Yep. So, the Marshall King to Lussick move is going to cost me about 200k. Um, the move to go from Tamari Martin up to Dylan Brown is going to cost about 260. So, that's 460. Um, if you factor in break evens, like these guys don't have fantastic break evens, 81 for Marshall King. Dylan Brown 46, but he is playing the Storm, so I think he'll get close to that, but won't move up a lot. Um, and then Tamari Martin with 65, and Lussick with 73. So it's going to be one of those things where we could be up for about 500,000. So looking through the options, what we could do, and I know this is another player that I've been big on. You must hold, but I think this is the only way I can sort of make those moves next week. So I'm going to trade out Bostock, who has been fantastic for me, and to make sure I've got that 500k to go to break evens, I am going to bring in Gagai. Obviously, I would love to get it to Lungy. Even Failunga would be great to have, but this is purely a money making operation. So the Gagai in, so you can see very close to 500k, and just hoping with a bit of luck, a little bit of magic, you might say, to get those two upgrades done before the buys, which would be lovely. So we'll confirm that. Set the team up so the front row is very much the same. I guess Kai Pierce Paul we can probably swap with Smithies. Guess what's the order? Probably Fafita plays just before Crichton. So second row will be done very early this week. So obviously we've got Nico Hines. So the Warriors against Penrith or the Tigers against the Dolphins. I'll back Galvin in, even though it's the later game. Might be a little bit more opportunity for points there. Obviously Fuller has to come in. And then the wing fullbacks. So obviously the big three can stay. Got Eero against the Roosters, which maybe Armstrong against the Titans, which seem fairly undermanned at the moment. So I might leave him on. So it probably comes down to May or Eero. And I guess, the average of 45, it's got to change surely against the Warriors. Sunday Arvo should be hopefully a fast track. They were predicting rain this weekend, but I haven't looked that closely yet. But I'm going to back Taylor May in to get a try, so he'll be on the bench for this week. So then I guess all we need to do is captain, vice captain. So um, You'd have to imagine Hines would be in the conversation if he's playing. But he does play fairly early in the week. Um, I guess someone like a Harry Grant on Sunday Arvo could be, a nice safe captain option. And then it might allow us to do something a bit more aggressive with our VC. Um, don't know. Probably should have thought this through. So, Drinkwater, do we back him in? You know what? I'm going to do this. I'm not going to worry about the loophole this week. I'm just going to enjoy the footy on Friday night and hope for the rest of the weekend. But yeah, we'll back Hines in as captain, and if we need a fallback, we'll take Drinkwater against the what are they called the the Rabbitohs. Well, there you go, falling apart. So I better wrap the video up. But yeah, as always, if you've got any questions, comments, thoughts, feel free to get involved. Give us a like, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. And other than that, we'll see you in the next one.